We're going to start with our seated mountain. Okay. So seated mountain, let's do it. Let's be a little yogic about this, okay? Internally rotate the flesh of the right thigh and then the left. And then for me, my shins, they're a little bit more open than a sukhasana. Okay, but just make sure that your hip points are higher than your knees. Yeah, like Chloe's in siddhasana, so however the legs are crossed, just make sure that you can sit here for a little bit, okay? And then do all of those little things to just kind of align the body, right? So notice if you're leaning forward. That's a big tendency these days. I find myself doing it a lot too, especially with Zoom. So see if you can align the pelvic floor, which is the earthly doors, and move upward. Find where the trachea branches down into the right and left lung. So begin to align those. And then the roof of the mouth and the crown of the skull, the heavenly gate. And then also notice whether or not the right and left eardrum are equidistant from the right and left shoulder. Okay, draw the belly button in. Get your ribs up off of your hips. Okay, and you can do this with your mind or with your hands. Okay, and then the pelvis, even if you're sitting in a chair, ideally the pelvis, the rim of the pelvis, and a word that, I think that word relates all the way back to the Greek for basin. The pelvis ideally is parallel to the floor, so you're not spilling in or out of yourself, okay? Broadening the collarbones, lifting up the sternum. Just take a deep inhale and exhale. And then what we're going to do is take the thumb of both hands and gently press it against the first digit of the forefinger. Yeah, where the crease is. So not at the palm mound, but right here, the first one. So the first knuckle. Yeah. I learned this weekend with Master Wu doing a spring equinox. Yep, that's it, Chloe. And then what we're going to do is just have the palms down. Okay, and I'm going to encourage you also to just kind of like press that area on your forefingers and then release it and then press it and just see what you notice. What we're doing is working with liver energy, okay? So the earthly doors are closed, heavenly gate is open, pressing the tongue against the back of the teeth at the roof of the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. And then on the next inhalation, draw green light and energy into your liver. And then exhale. And I'll guide the next few breaths and then we'll simply just sit at your own breath level, okay? So deep inhale, filling your liver. And exhale. And again, inhaling. Exhale. And again, inhale. You can put a slight tuck into the chin. This will help tone the vagus nerve. And exhale. We'll just sit for the next few minutes. You can imagine that with every inhale, you're drawing that green, nourishing light into your liver, and it condenses as you hold it. And then on the exhale, suffuses outward. Any sounds that you hear or thoughts that you have, just let them pass through you. You may even feel some warmth beginning to happen. Take another deep inhale. And then exhale slowly through your mouth. Slowly open the eyes. You can release the mudra. And then I have such an inclination just to kind of bring my hands over my liver. So check this out. Have your hands over your liver and then hands not over your liver, and notice the difference. I have definite heat on the right side. Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of move stuff around. So also, I encourage you when you're sitting, so many things can happen when we're sitting, but you can kind of just, because it's pretty fun and cool to do, notice that every time that you inhale, right, and your diaphragm drops down, but also your liver kind of gets out of the way so your lungs can expand. And the right and left lung are differently shaped. So just, every once in a while, if you're looking for a point of focus, Check out what your liver is doing. It's pretty cool organ. So let's do this. Also, just if you have any questions, please ask. You guys know that I always like to, it's a sharing and an offering, yeah, if anything comes up. What I want to work with, because we're coming out of winter, is doing some heart opening, yeah. That's what I've been feeling too, especially because it's been such a fucked up year. It's continuing. So like just keeping the heart open. How do we keep our hearts open in the midst of all of this craziness? So if you are in a chair or on the floor, it doesn't really matter. Just take your hands to your knees. We'll just do a couple of little cat cows, but from here, and notice how I have, like, I'm trying to keep an open palm. So I'm not having any gripping or like, because this is the manifestation of like strong attachment in our mind bodies, right? You can notice when you're or even strong aversion, right? You start having anger rise and it shows up in your hands. So keep the hands open. Inhale. Round your spine, tuck your chin. And let your awareness migrate over every vertebrae. And then exhale, pull your chest through. Find the underside of your sternum. And then again, inhale, round, vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale, pull your chest through. Okay, and really kind of feel that undulation. Inhaling. Exhaling. And notice how the generation of movement is like through the cervical spine first, right? Like dropping the head down. So notice what happens when you drop the head down, how you can feel that into your into your lumbar vertebrae and into your sacral. And I'm not even really doing a whole lot, but I can feel it rippling down. All right, so let your spine move you. Yeah. Let's do a couple more. Because we're going to play with this when we do standing cobra. Yeah, and then, yeah, we're going to start twisting too. So come back to your, God, that felt really good. Come back to your seated mountain. And obviously with your eyes open or closed, however you feel comfortable, notice what your rib cage is doing, okay? I noticed that because I've been sitting in this posture for many hours a day for a year now, right? My ribs are having a tendency to turn this way to compensate for this iliacus muscle opening all the time, right? Does that make sense, Chloe? You know what I'm talking about? Like this is affecting this, so I have to do this. What I should be doing is crossing my legs the other way, right? So just note it. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm a little more balanced. Notice what your spine is doing. I mean, what your ribs are doing, and if they're kind of turning this way or that way. All right, and what we're going to do here is just a little spinal twist, and then we're going to do some hip opening to get to the heart. So take your left hand to your right knee and take your right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale and twist. Okay, and notice what I'm doing is I'm folding forward in my thoracic spine. I don't want to do that. I want to keep it up. And then inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist. One more, inhale, exhale. And before we come back to center, see if you can drop your awareness into your organs because they're being very compressed right now. And then as we come back through center, notice what happens, that opening. Take your counter twist to the other side. Press the back of the right hand against the left knee or thigh, roll the right shoulder open. And then come back to center. And before we do the other side, drop your awareness into your spine again. And notice the difference between one side and another. Notice if it feels more electric, if there's a different color, if that radiates outward, where it gets stuck. And if you don't notice anything, that's also a noticing. And now let's do the other side. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale and twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and twist. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Can you keep both sit bones down? And again, notice what's happening with your organs. And then coming back through center, that release and opening, which just made me burp. Press the back of your left hand against your right knee. Roll that left shoulder open. Yeah, and then come back to center. All right, we are going to come and stand in 1 second. What I'm going to do is come off my meditation cushion and move this back. So I was crisscross applesauce. Just extend the legs long. Mary, if you're seated in your chair, just lift your legs up and open the knee joints just for a moment. Yeah. And then you can put them back down if you're in a chair. What we're doing is my feet are in mountain, my lower body's in mountain. I'm going to cup my hands beside me, rolling my shoulders open. And then I'm going to take my right ankle and place it above my left knee. Yeah, that's it. And Mary, you can do the same in the chair, right? My foot is slightly flexed to help protect my knee. And then from here, inhale, exhale, lean forward. Notice what's happening. Okay. If this is super easy for you, then we're going to keep going. And what I'm going to do is take my left foot and bring it up and then bring my butt closer. So I'm here. Yeah. And then, so Chloe, open the shoulders, roll them back. Yeah, there we go. Inhale, exhale. And this might be perfect. This might be exactly where you need to be. Okay. If this is seemingly easy or you're not feeling a lot of sensation, we'll come into, oh, Jesus, ankle to knee. Oh, it's like the moment of truth. Oh, God. This foot is flexed. This foot is slightly flexed. If this knee is up this high, you can take a cushion, support it, okay? Yeah, so tight hips, what does that mean? It means you have tight hips. Or you were kickboxing a lot yesterday, like I was. Inhale, exhale. Send the exhalation into your hips. Notice what happens. This always happens with me. As I release my hips, my jaw begins to release. Inhaling, exhaling. One more. Inhale, exhale. Putter the lips, releasing the jaw, let your head go. Seriously. Inhale, exhale. And then inhale, come back up. Bring the hands beside you. You can hold on to the side of the chair. We're going to extend the legs long just for 1 minute. So Mary, you extend your right leg long. You can do both. You can hold this, but we're not going to let the legs come down. Great. Cup the hands beside you. Inhale, left ankle above right knee. I can already tell, and you guys may as well, that they're very different from the other one. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, examine, notice. Inhale, exhale. And then, taking it one step further, if it's appropriate, bringing the right foot up to the floor and bringing your butt closer to your right foot. That's it. Rolling the shoulders over, not collapsing in the chest. Inhale. Exhale. And then perhaps, it's so funny what this pose does. In yoga land, this is fire log pose. I'm going to take this cushion, put it on the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing into the hips. Inhale. Exhale. You can even cup your palms around the ball of the foot. This helps close that circuit. It's a soothing. Exhale. Let your head go, putter the lips. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. So you may feel that release in the jaw again. And, I remember years ago, the way that this was described to me is like, there's a reason that when you make out with somebody, your hips release, right? They're connected. Extend the legs long. Maybe float them down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Okay, so from here, because I want us to do a little bit of a shake before we go into Cobra, just bring your legs up. Come and stand. We've done this before a few times. Come and stand however you are without using your hands, if it's appropriate for you, right? So I'm just going to get up. The ability to rise from the earth without using our hands is one that we need to hold on to as much as possible. So I'm going to take us through a shake, a quick little shake.
Battery medium. Connected to TDLC.
So start off in your mountain. I'm going to put on a little bit of a Ludovico for us. Ludovico, 7 Days Walking, amazing album. All right. Yeah, we'll start off in our mountain, we'll move and shake. All right. Feet are together and or hip width apart. Lifting up the lower ribs, smoothing down the lower back. Hands are in the Taiji mudra. That's it, Noga. Heavenly gates open. Earthly doors are closed. Slight grip in the toes. Before we go anywhere, connect to the energy that is moving up from the earth through the body, through the central channel, out through the crown of the skull. And down again. The spiritual needle. The human connecting the heavens and the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Also, if you're clenching your butt, release it. I was. And what that was doing was stopping energy, right? So release it and allow it to flow up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, release the mudra. Okay. Read the air with your skin. I mean, you are anyway, your body is anyway, but this time do it consciously. See if you can notice the amount of space in between each finger. Find the shape of the arch of your right foot and your left. They might be different, they're probably different. Notice what you hear from your right eardrum and your left. Inhale. Step one foot to the right. Reach the arms up. Exhale your fingertips into the sky. Taste the sky with your fingertips. Reach the right hand and the left hand. Expand yourself into the earth and into the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe the heels lift up off the ground. And then inhale. Turn the palms up. Slight bend in the elbows. Arms are shoulder height. Feel the weight of the heavens in your hands. And then slowly begin to kneel down, squat down, keeping the upper body up. That's it. Nice, Chloe. Inhale. Jump up and release. You can pitter patter your feet. You can bounce up and down, releasing the fingers, wrists, under the lips. Using the hum sound to move energy. Okay, and we're just gonna start to migrate and move energy through our bodies, both the gross body, the subtle body, taking the fingertips, tapping on the skull. Feel the crown of your skull, right? The fontanelle. Patting, cupping the palms, do the forehead and the occiput, sides of the head. Two fingers to the side of your nose, clearing sinuses. Take your thumb even, run it into the upper rim of your eye socket, releasing the eye muscles. Cup the ears, press in and pull away 9 times. Take the heels of the hand, press them into the eyes, let the head come forward. Rotate the eyes clockwise and counterclockwise 9 times. Right, you may feel fluid kind of moving down through the nasal passages when you do that. That's normal. And then running your hands down the side of your neck. Cupping the chest. noticing the difference between the right and left lung? Breaths. Down the front of one leg. One leg. Back to the legs. I do it. Top of one arm. Move that. Top of the other arm. Down the heart. Can even drop the head back. Oh man, shoulders. Hip. Ooh, one hip, other hip. The seated movement helped, but they're still tight. Go the other way. So see if you can even like balance on one foot, lift the leg up, rotate it. Go the other way. Like really dropping your awareness into the hip joint. Try the other one. Notice where it gets kind of sticky, yeah? And then ankles. Okay, and do that thing where you're like the I don't even know what they call those things. The wind guy, be the wind guy, like be boneless. Yep, fold forward, hang. And then I like being the wind guy or girl. Let's work with our kidneys and then we're gonna freestyle. So take your palms together, make some fire. The heat of the heart is in the palms. So inhale, bring the palms to your kidneys, lift the chest, exhale into your palms. And notice one kidney might feel a little different than the other. We'll do that again. Hands to your kidneys, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale into the palms. Okay, and then we're just gonna freestyle for a minute. Do whatever you need to do, right, to kind of disorganize all of the pattern making, you know, maybe lifetimes or just from yesterday. And then actually, here, you guys join me for this. So come down and kind of press the left hand into the left knee and then do the right. And then the left. Yep, and then the right. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. Do your freestyle. Yeah, and then begin to just kind of slow it down. Still noticing where things might be stuck or not. And then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I encourage you to do the rest of it, the last 5 seconds with your eyes closed if they haven't been. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just stop and notice. Reading the air with your skin, your body, your organs. Inhale, step the right foot back to the left. Fingertips face each other, palms face the earth. Come back into your Tai Chi mudra, in your standing mountain. And notice. All right, so from here, release the mudra. Step out to your horse stance. No idea where my hair thing went. Let me get it. I want to play with this and kind of take the time to figure this out because Cobra is really interesting and it's kind of intense. So I'm in my horse stance. Check your horse stance out. Feet are parallel, right? Unless you need to turn the toes out a little bit. But notice when you turn the toes out where you feel that. Yeah. This is all about noticing. So I have the inclination to do a little bit of white dragon before we do cobra. So lift up the left hand. Yep, take the right. And I'm going to move across my left hand. That's it. Nice, Mary. Mary's got some mirror neurons firing. And then here. So we're opening and closing this circuit. And here. That's it. White dragon. Inhale. Exhale. That's it, Chloe. Good. Don't forget the earthly doors. Inhale. Right here. So when you get here, just kind of pause and open and then come across. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. That's it, Noga. And also try to keep your chest forward. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, you can sit a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So white dragon is associated with the lungs. We're working with the lungs. It's a metal element. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. It's kind of fun too, right? Inhale. Exhale. And then pause. Notice what you notice. So from here, Okay, we're gonna start off kind of shallow at first, right? So I'm gonna turn, drop forward, and then other elbow turns, right? It gets a little confusing. That's it, Noga. And then open. You can straighten that right leg, right? And then right elbow comes down to left knee, and then turn, and then straighten the other leg. Got it? And then come back to center. Let's do it all together. So I don't know about you guys, but this one, Cobra, is always super intense. So let's go slow and then we'll get deeper, deeper. But remember that undulation that we were working with. Yeah, that's it, Mary. All right. Also, make sure, like I just realized I was rolling out to the outside edge of my foot. We don't want to pronate or supinate, yeah? So bring your awareness back to the shape of the arches of the feet, okay? Inhale, turn to the right, drop that left elbow down just a little bit, exhale. Inhale, turn the right elbow down to the right, check me out. Look at me. That's it. No, again. Yes. And then inhale, straighten that right leg. Chest is open. Exhale. Right elbow comes down to left knee. And then twist up. Yep. All right. We're going to keep moving with that. So from here, again, left elbow comes down to right knee. And then right elbow comes down and then open. And then right, playing with, let me watch you guys. Right, keeping the chest open, that's the hard part. That's it. To, let me see, Chloe. Yep. And then other elbow, yep. And then open, 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 open. Yeah. All right. Pause. I'm sweating a lot. My feet are slippery. Come back to your horse stance. How is that, Noga? Good? It's intense, yeah? Yeah. Let's do it again, but I want to go maybe a little deeper and a little slower, okay? Check your horse stance out. Do you know what your feet are doing? Oh, and because we're in the, in the business of breaking habits, habituated patterns, try and change the interlacing of your fingers, other thumb on top, all right? And then let's also go in the other direction. So I'm going to take my right elbow to my left knee. I can even touch it. And then I'm going to take my left elbow to my left knee. And then inhale up. Nice. Exhale down. Inhale right to right. Open, 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 open. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And play with that. Right? The feet are firmly anchored into the ground. Do two more. Twisting, turning, rising. Woo, and then come back to center. Super intense horse stance. Hands like this. So this movement that we're about to do, it's both in the prenatal forms, but it's also one of the dragons. So red dragon. Yeah, so just kind of twist. Put a little bend in those fingertips, right? Like your dragon claws. Okay, and now we do this when the leaves appear upon the trees again. We're gonna shake. And then go the other way. Okay, timing movement with breath. Yeah, and then pause for one moment. Notice that when you shake the wrists, that undulation goes into the heart. So let's do 3 more, okay? Releasing, you can think of releasing any attachments. Ooh, I have so many. And aversions. That's it. One more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Coming to pause. Thumb and fingertip together, right at the lower dantian. The beauty about spring is that it reminds us not just of possibility, but of the beginner's mind, yeah? Can you come to each moment with a beginner's mind? Inhale, step back. Fingertips face each other, palms face the earth, smoothing down the meridians of the subtle body. Just notice what you notice. Sometimes it feels like playing a guitar string or harp. Coming back to the Taiji mudra. And then turn the palms up, the energy of the heavens falling upon them. It's like catching stars. Turn the palms down. Feel the energy of the earth rising up to meet your hands, moving through your hands. It's like catching planets. And then bring your hands to the human. This precious human rebirth, muscle and tissue and bones, all connected in the consciousness of you and me. And ideally for the benefit of other beings. So this is the earth. This is the heaven, right? The right hand comes on top of the left fist. We are supported by both of them and we bow to both and each other. And then we'll just come and sit to close out, yeah? How's everybody feel? Good? A lot of heat created, yeah?
Gina, I feel much better than when we started. I have an upper respiratory thing happening, and it cleared a little bit, but that's why I'm dressed like a lot of layers on. But and I do have a question. Any recommendations just to open this up, because I'm kind of borderline.
Yeah, okay. You got tested, yeah? No COVID? Okay. Let's do this. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So for you, I definitely recommend the potting. Okay. That'll start to break up any stuff that's stuck in there. It's so funny because the white dragon helps a lot with that. All of this, because what you're doing is also opening those meridians. Yeah, and it's a pretty simple movement. Yeah, and you kind of came to it pretty quickly. Try this too, because so you guys feel your collarbones, and then let me pause, Ludovico. Come down. Oh, that's so interesting. All right, so there's these two little spots right below the collarbones. It's like you come to the collarbones, to the median portion of the collarbones, and then draw your fingers diagonally outward, laterally, and then press. And you may feel, it's so fascinating what happens here. For some of you, this may be really intense. Oh, and I feel that all the way down into like my small intestine. So, oh yeah. Breathe, Mary. Yeah, so open this spot, Mary. Open. Yeah. It's really interesting, isn't it? My left side's, I feel nothing. I mean, not nothing, but it's not painful. The right, yeah. And I know I'm still working with like some COVID shit. Like it's still in there. So yeah, play with that. Because this is, you can just sit wherever you are and just open. Right? Because these, sometimes shaking takes a lot of energy, especially when you're sick. So sometimes shaking is not the thing to do, right? But this, and I want to come back to this next week, is just continuously opening and opening. Okay. For you guys, have any other questions? Any thoughts?
I do.
Yeah, Noga.
Also, just to mention that I was a little sick this weekend. I kind of had like a ear throat inflammation. It's getting better though, and I'm bleeding, so it's all together. I'm just feeling kind of out of it, but the practice felt really good. My question is about when you're saying to close the earthly doors, but then you don't want us to clench anything down there.
Yeah. So you can close the earthly doors without clenching your butt. They're separate.
But I am clenching something.
Well, you want to think of the earthly doors not as like a clench, but as a drawing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's a doming. Play with it.
I guess the question is it more of a level of intention, or am I physically like closing a little bit?
It's both an energetic, relax your shoulders. It's an energetic, but it's also like, it is a closing. It's like a drawing up, and it's like, I think I've shared this story before. I remember years ago, like doing this in meditation after a yoga class, like drawing energy up. And then all of a sudden I was drawing energy up and it was like, and I had an orgasm and I was like, what? Right? And I was kind of looking around to be like, did anybody else see that? And I was asking different teachers, I'm like, what does it mean? And one teacher to another teacher led me to Sharon Salzberg, and she's like, I think you should talk to Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. He's Bon Buddhist, and I practice a lot with him. And I asked him, I was like, what does it mean? He's like, what did it feel like? I was like, it felt like opening a channel. He's like, that's what you were doing, right? It's energetic, but it is also physical because you are an energetic being in a physical body. But it's not just think about the difference between grasping, clenching, gripping, and drawing.
Yeah, but there is muscle engaging.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Cool. Just not clenching too.
Not clenching, it's different.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, it's, I mean, you could think of it as a word thing, but it's definitely more of an intention thing.
Mhm.
It does also increase your sex life. Makes it more fun,
Thanks.
frankly. It's a good question. It's a good question. I have some more thoughts on that. We'll text.
Okay.
Anybody else? I recommend for everybody just to lay down right now. Like lay down and let everything that we did just settle in your body, because it was a lot. Cobra is intense. Cobra is super intense, but it's that, just kind of think about the parallel of like, how can we keep our hearts open while being in our own energy, you know? It's a very interesting energy, Cobra energy. Especially now, you know, because as I said, it's a year later and there's still a lot of fuckery happening, you know? So it's like, how does the inner Cobra access, embody that wisdom, you know? It's really nice to see you guys. And Mimi, thank you for joining. But please lay your bodies down, let yourself rest for at least 5 minutes, okay? I'm gonna walk horse puppy. But I'll see you guys next week. And hopefully I'll see you during Venerable Robina's class on Friday. My fairy Dharma mama, she kicks my ass